Hey, running friends. Welcome to the Wrinkled Runner podcast. I'm Sherry, the Wrinkled Runner. I'm over 50 and I love to run wherever I go, but Buffalo, New York is my home. If you are looking to start to run or you're an older runner, this podcast is especially for you, so subscribe now. I love to help people get running and keep running. So it is that time of year when those of us who engage in the podcast, blog, and YouTube world get lazy and we do the top however number of, most popular episodes from last year's list that we decide to do. So I am going to go over the top 5 podcast episodes of 2023. Now, in the beginning of last year, I introduced you to the RRCA Start to Run program. And for the first 10 weeks afterward, I ran with you virtually for 30 minutes each week. And so I covered each run-walk interval that leads you to run for 30 minutes straight from nothing. I tell you when to walk, when to run, and then I talk about all things running in between. So if you start with the intro, which came in third for the year, and then listen and run walk to week 1, which was second for 2023, then week 2, which was 5th for last year, and then, listen to week 3 during the third week that you do it, then you're going to get through the 10 weeks and you'll be running a full 30 minutes after 10 weeks. I tell you how to do it, how many times to do it, go over a whole bunch of starting to run stuff in each episode. So as you're running and as you're walking, I talk about all kinds of different things. So go ahead and give that a listen if you are exploring a Start to Run program. And that actually also covers 3 of the top 5 from last year. So the 4th most popular episode was on strength training and how to implement that as a runner. A lot of runners just want to run. And I was like that for many years, but adding in just a little bit of strength training can make us better, stronger, and faster as an athlete. You don't have to spend hours at the gym, and that's something that for those of us who are mainly runners, we don't want to do. Now, I'm a personal trainer in addition to being a running coach, and I got into personal training because I found how beneficial it was to me. And so for the runners that I coach, I wanted to be able to give them a program as well, especially to enhance their running. Give this a listen if you want to strength train and you don't know where to start or you don't want to start. And maybe I can convince you in that episode to at least think about it. The number 1 episode from 2023 was an interview I did with Dr. Robert Wolf, and we talk about how to recover faster and get stronger through recovery as we age. Dr. Wolf is the mind behind the Amino Company, and we talk about his running and his work as a scientist and how getting essential amino acids, which just means that those we have to get through food because our bodies can't produce them naturally, how all that helps repair muscles and gets us ready to hit the road again. And for those of us who are older, that can mean a few different things. And studies have shown that as we get older, we may need more protein to repair and recover than somebody who is younger. And so we go into all of that and talk about all that in that podcast episode. So this year we are in season 7, and I would like to be able to encourage you if you're newer or if you're an older runner. And in order to do this, I need to know what you're thinking about and the questions that you have. One of the problems with those of us who've been running for a long time, and I am getting close to running for like 20 years now, we forget the things that we didn't know back in the day when we started running. And actually, until I started doing like YouTube podcasts and getting into run coaching, I went for a long time, probably 10 years, without actually knowing a whole lot about running. And it wasn't until I started researching things to make sure that I was giving out good information when I was doing this stuff that I started to learn more about running. And that's when I started getting faster and, running longer, completing marathons, winning my age group in a lot of races. So sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So if there are things that you are curious about, questions that you have, send me an email at sherry@wrinkledrunner.com, because I love to be able to put out there what people are thinking about. And in the past 20 years, things have actually changed a lot in running. And some of it is good changes. Some of it is just hype. Some of it gets to be this be-all, end-all thing. And then a bunch of stuff gets chucked out the window that shouldn't be chucked out the window. So if you have any questions, do send me an email and I will answer it. I usually answer you personally, email you back, and then it will translate to a podcast episode. Or if you're a more seasoned runner, it might translate to a YouTube video or something, a piece that I do on the blog. The other thing I love about getting questions is if I don't know the answer to it, I love to do research and consider it part of my continuing education. So if you do have a question and I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer for you. And then also I can learn as well. So head to the show notes for the links to the top 5 and give those a listen, or you can scroll through the whole episode list from season 1 on and find something that may be of help to you, especially if you are just starting to run or interested in starting to run. Look at season 1 and the first few episodes of that, because I go through, choosing your running shoes and talking about the RRCA program and all the different things that go into just starting to run. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you know another runner who could benefit from today's topic, go ahead and share it. Do you have any running questions? You can ask me. Email me at sherry@wrinkledrunner.com, and if I can't answer your question, I will do the research to find the answer and share it with you. The questions I get from listeners like you help me develop episodes, so please don't be shy. You can sign up for my once-a-month newsletter using the link provided so that you can have all the Wrinkled Runner resources from the past month all in one place. I also have opened up my virtual coaching in addition to coaching one-on-one with those in the Buffalo, New York area. So head to my coaching page on the Wrinkled Runner website, which I will, of course, link to, and check out how we may be able to work together. Until next Monday, thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the run.